Hi, my name is Charlie, and welcome to Explore. To explore is to dream, to grow, to learn, to experience.
Philanthropy comes from the Greek word philanthropos, which simply means loving people. As a trustee of the Annenberg Foundation, I was born into a family in which developing one's social consciousness was encouraged, and taking philanthropic action was a way of life.
I have some questions for you.
Most people tend to associate philanthropy with monetary gifting, but time and again, as I have traveled the world, I've met individuals who have expanded that meaning for me. Without fail, where there is great need, great hearts and minds rise up to meet the challenge. I started Explore as a way to highlight the selfless acts of exceptional individuals, dedicated to expanding the reach of compassionate giving. With that as our mission, the Explore team set out for India, a land blessed with deep-reaching spiritual and philosophical roots, a land of magic. This fact-finding mission to India gave me a perfect opportunity to explore the spiritual underpinnings of philanthropy, of compassionate, selfless giving. The Ganges River is a profoundly important river to the Indian people. One of the river's great champions is also one of India's most revered spiritual leaders, Swami Saraswati, also known as Swami Muni Baba. Swamiji's Indian Heritage Research Foundation also focuses on children's issues. Meeting him was an experience I will not soon forget.
Main thing is God's greatness that is giving you the opportunity to be there and share. Because sharing is life. Share with them whatever you have. And bring others also together to share that, whatever they have. Compassion should be here. When compassion is in the heart, it's not that you are giving something to somebody, you are bound to give. You melt. It's not that somebody is telling you give, you melt.
Swamiji has led a life of renunciation. At the age of 8, he met his guru.
Gu means darkness, and Ru is remover. So a guru is actually one who removes our darkness. Really, it could be anyone, as long as it's someone who shows you the path and clears the ignorance, they say the darkness of ignorance, who clears that darkness from your mind.
The moment he touched my forehead, I was in trance for 1.5 hours. Divine experience, the different world. After 1.5 hours, he touched me again, brought me back from that world. The first thing I talked to my mom when I saw my mom, Mom, can you make me Swamiji? I never knew anything about Swamijis, nothing about them. The first interaction, first touch, the divine touch, the magic touch, things changed.
Total dedication to God. Renunciation of possessions, the family, basically anything other than God. So for example, it's vows of celibacy, vows of simplicity, vows of non-ownership.
From the ages from 8 to 17, he was in the Himalayan forest doing 11 hours of meditation and sadhana.
11 hours a day when you were 8 years old, huh? Wow.
That was his divine touch. It's made it possible.
Swamiji's tale of transformation and call to action echoes through stories of giving that I've heard around the world. India was no exception. Dr. Dwaba's call to action was centered around the untouchable children who she educates at Ramana's garden. They are born into the lower caste of Indian society. Their job in life, to serve others.
It's not like I came here and said I'm going to be a social worker and I'm going to change anything. I was trying to change myself.
You had this inspiration to
start
a school.
The guru I was with, his name was Papaji, and he brought me here to Ganga on a pilgrimage, and I started meeting kids. You know, they didn't have any buttons. That was the first thing that struck me. None of them had a button on their shirt, and a lot of them would have like the whole sleeve hanging off, and I'd say, you know what, your mom doesn't know how to sew buttons? It wasn't that she didn't know how, she didn't have a needle. A needle's a luxury. But for me, that was wow. So we started sewing buttons, and then we started making numbers, and then we started learning to write our name. And first there were 5, and then there were 10, and then there were 20, and so many kids came, and so many villages needed help. It was too big for me. I can't do this. So I was actually going to leave, and Ganga rose, and she took everything I owned in the world. All of a sudden I see that where my whole life, where my whole identity, where everything I thought I was, is a wave of water. It's gone. And in that moment, villagers start arriving and start whacking down bushes and saplings. And by night, we were at least 70 people in this little structure. And they brought food, they brought a string bed, they brought a mattress, they brought carpets, they brought buttermilk. And I looked at these people and I realized I'm not going to leave. They're giving everything they have and asking 0 in return. Their only concern that night is that it wasn't enough. And that's why I'm here.
In my life, it was a very strange thing which happened. I didn't know much about environment and environmental law. So when I came to Delhi for practicing in the Supreme Court, one day I was at a party, and there at that social gathering, a person came to me and he started saying, "You are a lawyer. The attorneys have become so greedy in India that they don't want to do any good work. They don't want to take any social causes. They don't want to do anything except making money." And I never knew that chap. So I said, "What is your problem?" And he said, "Taj Mahal is dying. Taj Mahal is favorite to me, and I visit that every year, that monument, but nobody is interested in saving the Taj Mahal." So I had read about the Taj Mahal in the history books only. I had not seen the Taj Mahal. I didn't know about acid rain, frankly, at that time. I met that person about a minute only. I have not met that person after that. I took scientists with me to the Taj Mahal to show them that how it is getting marble cancer, how it is becoming yellow. After about 6 months' work, I filed that petition in the Supreme Court of India for saving the Taj Mahal and for saving the life and health of the people living in whole of the Taj trapezium. It was an eye-opening to me. How can it be possible? You know, that we can ignore environment. We cannot ignore. As a human beings, we have to be more in the lap of the nature rather than becoming a materialistic people, you know. So this was a turning point in my life.
I feel a kinship with these people who have found a singular calling and dedicated their lives to others without any promise of success or recognition. Coming from a philanthropic family, my quest for ways to contribute is an ongoing one.
Somebody does not have money, but they can have their time, their wisdom, their knowledge.
What's the key to living a happy life?
खुश रहो, हाँ, जिंदगी में खुशी खुश से
whatever they have, with that touch, they should change people's life. And that is their contribution. And to inspire people on that path, this is another mission, that we may speak different languages, we may think in different shades, come from different religions, different races, believe in different customs and traditions, does not matter. We are born on the same planet. Same planet. And covered by the same sky. It's not the air, what we breathe is different for the Russians or different for Americans. We breathe the same air. And that's why we all are linked and locked together as brother and sisters. We are one and one family. And that feeling that, come on, get up. Let us serve together, share together, and work together. To me, my motto is, giving is living and living is giving. And that's why we all are here. In India, these rivers are the givers of life. We don't consider them as water, as mere water. Ganga especially. Mother Ganga gives and forgives. And when gives, it's not today she gives and tomorrow she says, enough, I'm giving you for thousands of years, done. No vacation. On and on and on. And then no discrimination. Gives to all. Whoever comes, wherever she goes, passes by, she keeps giving. She is irrigating the farms of the Muslims, of the Christians, of the Hindus, and of all. And Indian have this concept with this mother. Mother has no expectations, lives for the children, no matter what. So Ganga has no expectations. Ganga has no discrimination, and Ganga has no vacation, and goes for all, flows for all, and forever.
In the West, giving is often a material transaction. I give you this, and in return, I expect that. Here in India, the river is a goddess, and the river provides an example of how to live one's life. Give without expectation.
Expectation, always, no matter what, is in your hand. But the fulfillment of expectations is in others' hands. So you are becoming, the moment you expect more from others, desire more from others, you start becoming the slave. Other person has the reins of your life because you cannot move yourself because you are expecting from others and you have to dance according to others' tunes. To be in peace, to be happy, the formulas were given, the mantras were given, accept more and expect less, because expectation is the mother of frustration, and acceptance is the mother of joy and peace. In any way, you accept ultimately what you can do, what is in your hand. You say, yes, whatever God planned, whatever happened, accept the plan, and life becomes so beautiful, so wonderful, and you can see the magic of it.
It sounds simple, it sounds easy, and yet putting the Swami's words into practice can be difficult. To give without expectation, what is it that makes us hold tight to what we have? Is it our own need echoed in others that scares us? Is it greed? Ego?
The ego, I've heard
Yes.
you mention it a few times.
Yes.
Can you tell me more about the role, how the ego plays in people's lives?
Right.
And how do you kind of control it?
I want to share one thing about this ego, which plays a major part in our lives. And people become so much stuck with that, and they ruin their lives, they destroy their lives. This me all the time, I, ruins people. Look at these beautiful flowers, everywhere, so beautiful. And I keep thinking, nowhere, he has put his own signature. It's created by him. Everything, he is the creator, but maybe not in the front, doesn't look nice, doesn't look decent that you say, I have done it. Maybe in the back of the flower somewhere, G-O-D, nowhere. To experience that, even creating everything, nowhere you will see G-O-D. Look at this. What a landscaping, but there is nothing, no me. We have to be humble. We have to be polite. We have to be surrendered. And life changes. And that's why you need connection. When you are connected with the divine, and when you are connected with the self, slowly, gradually, you will see disappears.
Swamiji's words were uplifting. If we are present as we look out at this grand and troubled world, we will give because we are compassionate beings. But as I continued my journey, I couldn't ignore India's harsh realities. There's a duality to our nature, and though compassion is within our reach, we still inflict and tolerate great harm. There is a growing feeling that no matter how much money, love, work, peace, green awareness, or diplomacy you throw at any given situation, the need is now too great. It is too late. The damage we've done is irreparable.
When I started working, I immediately wanted to put lunch in all the schools. I wanted to feed the children. And the villagers opposed me, and they said, we will not let our children eat with those children. And I said, why? I said, because they're untouchable. They can't eat in the same place. They can't drink from the same tap. I put in water lines to the school, and at night they broke them because an untouchable had taken water from it, so it was desecrated.
It is not the question that a part of the Ganges is getting polluted. It is the all along. I never realized that this case will become such a mammoth litigation. If the Ganges is saved, we are saving about 1/3 of India. Chemical industries, they are very greedy. The noxious industries, what are they trying to do now? Now it is more than 100,000 industries. It is 300 towns which are discharging their sewage, their domestic waste straight into the Ganges. For the last 20 years, I am fighting this case.
What is an untouchable?
My concept of it is that it was set up originally to make India work. There were teachers who were the prasads, there were priests who were the pandits, and they needed somebody to do the dirty work. So they created a caste called the untouchables, and it's their born birthright and duty to clean the shit of other people. And they still do it. They sweep the street every day.
To this day.
To this day, now.
Not only was a river being disrespected, the goddess Ganga's philosophies were as well. No discrimination? To me, the paradox of karma is that it seems to justify the caste system. If everyone is where they are meant to be as a result of their conduct in past lives, then there is no place for philanthropy. If you are poor and struggling, then that is your karma. And yet even Swamiji Muni Baba, who believes strongly in karma, always reaches out a hand to those in need.
When we forget the essence of it, then we see the problems. It's not the religion, it's wrong. The followers, when they forget the essence of religion, then we go astray and we have problems.
He sees a need, he starts the project. Not one rupee has come in for it yet, with the belief and the faith that it's God's work and God will take care of it.
We were in tsunami when tsunami took place. We just went to sponsor 500 children. But when we went there, saw the devastation, went for 2 days, stayed for weeks and weeks.
Thousands of people were fed, set up 100 temporary shelters, did huge distributions of clothing, cooking supplies, mats, everything they needed. Ended up adopting 2 huge villages where we've rebuilt almost 450 houses.
The passion is whom you see in your temple. Take him out from the temple and see him in everyone. What you see in others, not they are poor, not they are backward, not they are in need, only you see God and you are serving God through them.
How do you define living a compassionate life?
Living a compassionate life means compassion should not be a mercy. That you are showing your compassion because somebody does not have this, does not have this, does not have that. And you try to give those things and become compassionate. Look at Buddha. When he got the enlightenment, it's not that he went to the dense forest, the deep forest, that now more deep meditation. The moment he got enlightenment, he came back to the cities. That compassion, that fountain of compassion is so powerful. It's not you have to do something, it automatically, you are bound to do it. And he started sharing with others. He melted. In any country you go, when you see children, oh, you see just God in them. So innocent, so pure. And they themselves are message. You don't have to read scriptures for that message. They themselves are message.
Do you have any success stories you can share?
Yeah, a lot.
Let's hear one.
We have 13 teachers that are untouchable and are teaching in schools in Delhi, in the high private schools of Dehradun, which is the capital of education of all North India, in Rishikesh. One of our own boys is certified in holistic medicine.
Must make you feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you feel good when
Yeah.
your kids do good?
Yeah, this is really rewarding.
The Ganges pollution case, it is the most sacred case that way. Because I love Mother Ganga and I want to see that the river should remain clean. It should remain vibrant and it should go on blessing the humanity forever. That is my wish.
Look at the devotion and the connection of the devotee, of the people, that they think this river just from here is going all the way to the ocean. It's a long way to go. And they don't think this river is like water going all the way there. They think she's mother, she's flowing, going, sun is set, it's getting darker and darker. If I can, she has given me the light, she has given me the life. If I cannot do anything else, at least I can light a candle. Give it to her. It will flow in her waters. Maybe 200 yards, maybe 2 miles. And at least that light she will have a comfortable flow. She can go all the way comfortably. What a feeling. What else I can give to the world is a promise. To the world, I should give light. Light a candle, not only here, but in people's life also. It's a message. Even the darkness is there, but I should keep lighting the candles in my life and in people's life. And not candle only is to be lit outside, but inside also. A light of knowledge, of wisdom.
When I first arrived here in India, I was sitting on the banks of the Ganga when a spiritual man approached me and asked me a simple question: "What do you know?" I just smiled at him and said humbly, "I know one thing, and that is that I know nothing." Here in India, I've rediscovered what I do know. I know I feel joy in hearing stories of connection and compassion. I know I'm inspired when I witness the river of giving that flows through the lives of those who benefit. As Explore continues to seek out extraordinary individuals and their noble causes, and to do what we can to light their way, I will remember the messages of India's wisest philanthropist. Mother Ganga, thank you for opening your heart and soul to me.